Hello, this is Paul Pace, and I'm presenting my final project proposal for ECE 674, Genetic Algorithms. So the goal of this project is to be a Spotify playlist designer. In general, it's just a general playlist designer, but I'm specifically using Spotify for a few reasons that we'll go over a little bit later. So music is just a central part of my life. I enjoy using it to focus at work or focus while I'm doing my schoolwork, as well as I do streaming. So it's a pretty important part of that, where I basically just listen to a variety of music to prep for a stream, make sure it's not copyrighted, and then put it up for the stream. So being able to create unique playlists that hit within a specific range would be pretty useful. And so pretty much this is the goal of this project, is to produce a playlist that is fairly enjoyable. It has a variety of music. It has some connected themes, so similar authors, genres, and moods, but still enough variety to where it doesn't feel like you're listening to the same exact song over and over again. Also, it could fit within the same time span, within a specific time span, without repeats, preferably. So kind of as close as you can without going over when it comes to time. So there are applications that can assist with this, and some of them allow you to pull out features of a song. So right here's a screenshot from one of those applications, which basically allows you to find the title, artist, release date, beats per minute, energy level, and the energy level is basically like how hyped up or how much of a like an energetic thing is. So you might say that classical music has a low energy level, while techno pop might be high energy. Danceability, how likely it would be easy to dance to the song. Somewhat a subjective term, but apparently this is something that Spotify actually measures. The loudness of the song, the mood or balance, the length of the song, how acoustic the song is, and its popularity. All this comes directly from Spotify, actually, and then there's a web app that someone designed that can pull all of it out quickly. There are other things that we could do that maybe if there's time, I can expand on this and add more features directly from Spotify rather than just things I add. Its intended use is literally just to sort things. So you might want to set it to where you have like a playlist, and then your energy level keeps on going up throughout the playtime. So this could actually be useful on the sorting end of it, but not really for the actual song creation. And then I provide a link to this tool if you guys would like to use it, and that will be in the PowerPoint linked in the Canvas page. So other products have used this particular product to analyze songs and analyze their music preference. Um, and it's mostly used for things like content recommendations, mapping songs onto a feature space, or just plotting all their properties together to compare multiple playlists. For instance, the one that I have linked here compares their favorites playlist to the most recent, to the current today's top hits. And so you could see some variance from like, okay, top hits are really popular and are more current, while this guy is listening to like more classical music and things like that. So so not necessarily useful for this project, but of benefit. So then what can we do? So we can take the parameters from the one tool that I showed 2 slides before, and then add additional things to basically create a more personalized version of the analysis of that. Create a playlist that kind of optimizes towards specific features. So you would enter some parameters like a maximum length, target mood, energy level, variety, how much of a variety would you want? How much of a consistency do you want? And so variety could be married on like the variance of your properties as well as the number of like authors, titles, things like that that are pretty different. And then your consistency would be basically like how little variance is there, and then how many of like a song from an author or song in a genre are. And then additional tags that I would probably add is a personal preference. So this would be something that you would have to add directly into a CSV file that can allow you to say, hey, this is my preference for all of it. For this song in particular, probably on like a 1 to 10 scale. Is it favorited? So this would be similar to the little green heart on your songs on Spotify. Is it new? So this flag would likely be used like if it's new to me, I added it a month ago. So what might be done is when it is favorited or when it was added to a playlist, I set that date, and then the program would calculate, hey, is that more than a month ago? Okay, well, then it's not new. We're not going to add that flag. A language flag, so I like listening to certain songs in specific languages such as German because it's just a fun language to listen to, despite the fact that I haven't learned it. And then also, is the song explicit or not? Because you might add a couple songs into the playlist to add a slight variety and see how that changes things. So, the chromosome would basically use a binary includes array. This is simply because we're using a variation of the knapsack problem in reality. We have a limited amount of time, we have a parameter that is measured in time, and then we have a variety of other parameters that we want to kind of optimize that space into. We only have maybe 30 minutes to listen to music. We can press a button and say, I want to make a playlist that has this narrow of a band of things we would like. So convergence could be fairly simply calculated with this by using a XNOR over the data set right before the mutation. That way, if everything is the same, the XNOR would come out with all ones. So using an XOR and then a bitwise AND of the entire chromosomal array. And then what I would do is then, if that's 1 for maybe 3 to 5 generations, we say that's the answer right there. Crossover would basically just set a point at a random spot across all of the agents for that generation, and then it would flip it. The reason why I want to use a random point is that it kind of, because the data set itself is highly variable. So there would be more songs, there might be a variable time length, there might be variable parameters, because this is something that I would likely add more information to as we go along throughout the semester. Currently, I think I have 192 songs that I can add fairly quickly. Obviously, I have to listen to music for some of these fields so that I'm aware of it. Mutation, I would like to use maybe like a 5 or more points where it just picks 5 random spots to mutate, simply because there's a lot of fields, and so just using one mutation isn't that great of an idea, in my opinion. Then again, it could be still a benefit. And then also having a random chance on each of those 5 points to work, as well as a random chance of there not being a mutation on an agent at all in that generation. And that is everything for this paper. But if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them down below. I would like to know anything that you guys can think of. But without further ado, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.